How many times have you promised yourself you'd play more guitar, but didn't? And you might think it's about time or discipline. Or what if you're wrong? What if getting addicted to playing was easier than you thought? I used to think I needed to force myself to practice every day, until I learned how to make my brain crave it. And once that happened, everything changed. In this video, I'll show you how to actually enjoy picking up your guitar, so skipping practice becomes the hard part. The hardest part about doing something is taking that first step. Once you've got momentum, it's easy to keep going. So the key is making that first step effortless. Instead of saying to yourself you need to practice your skills every day for an hour, because let's be honest, no one wants to do that. Play something you actually enjoy, whether that's a song you like to play, or even some noodling, improvising over a backing track. Pick something you like and start doing that. And instead of an hour, try to play every day for 15 minutes or 10. When you make that first step easy, you're much more likely to actually start. Make it so easy, it's hard to fail. So the key of the first step was to get some momentum going, doing something you love, because momentum makes everything easier. There were days I didn't want to play at all, but once I picked it up for 5 minutes, suddenly an hour was gone. So even if you don't feel like playing, pick up the guitar for just 5 minutes. And then once you're playing, you might actually want to play for 10 minutes or 15. Who knows, you might even practice some skills. But if not, hey, that's okay too. Just noodle around for 5 minutes and do the other stuff on a different day. Just keep the momentum going. Do you know that language learning app with a green owl? It's called Duolingo. And do you know why it's so addicting? The biggest reason is that they make your streak visible. And if you haven't practiced, that little green owl is telling you, hey, don't lose your streak. Because if you build up a long streak, your brain doesn't want to see that fall to 0 again and start over. So take out a calendar, and every day you pick up the guitar, mark the day with a big red X. When you see a streak of all those big red X's, you don't want to see the chain stop. And your brain doesn't want effort, it wants proof. Seeing all those X's is proof that you put in the time. And another great way to make progress visible is recording yourself. On some days you might be struggling and you won't see the progress that you have made. But if you then look back at where you were 30 days ago, you'll see the progress you have made is amazing. If you see your progress, you will sustain your progress. One of the best ways to build a habit is to tie it to something you enjoy. And this can be done in many ways. After you've played for 50 minutes, give yourself a small reward. Maybe a cold drink or your guilty pleasure show, but only after you play. Or make a deal with yourself. If you practice every day for a month, get that new guitar you always wanted, or an amp, or new strings, whatever. Try it today. Play for 50 minutes, then reward yourself. You'll be shocked how fast your brain catches on. Because you want to teach your brain that the effort you put in will lead to something good. Because if you do that again and again, your brain will start to crave it. And that is basically what addiction is. You do something, you feel good after, and then you want to go do that something again. Now you can be addicted to bad things, but also to good things. They say if you have a strong why, then you can bear any how. Why do you want to play the guitar? Do you want to surprise your wife? Or play happy birthday on your daughter's birthday? Play around the campfire with friends or family? Or just enjoy the gift of music and wind down after a long day? And then when you found your why, remind yourself of it often. Write it down and read it every day. Because you don't have to chase motivation when your why is pulling you forward. Becoming addicted to playing, or really anything, is about creating a life where doing the things that you know are good for you actually feel good to do. And then you become the person who will want to put in the work. And God forbid, actually play some skills. So don't wait for the perfect time or the perfect plan. Start messy and get some momentum going. Because a year from now, you'll be glad you started today. Now that you know how to make playing every day feel easy, let's make sure every minute actually makes you better. So watch this one next.